Let me ask you something that might make you a little uncomfortable. Think about your morning. Do you stop for a coffee on the way to work? Maybe grab a small snack from the shop near your office? Perhaps a quick lunch from outside instead of bringing something from home? A cold drink in the afternoon? A small online order in the evening because there was a sale? None of these feel like big decisions. Each one is small. Each one feels completely reasonable in the moment. After all, it is just one coffee. It is just one snack. It is just a few rupees here and there. But what if I told you that those small, invisible daily purchases, the ones you barely even register as decisions, could be the very thing standing between you and genuine financial freedom? This idea has a name. It is called the Latte Factor, and the story behind it changed the way millions of people around the world think about money. It started with a financial advisor named David Buck. He was sitting with a young woman, let us call her Sarah, who had come to him frustrated. She was educated, hard-working, earning a reasonable salary, but no matter how much she tried, she could never seem to save anything meaningful. Month after month, the balance stayed stubbornly flat. David asked her to walk him through a typical day, not her big expenses, her small ones. She thought about it. Well, she said, I stop at a coffee shop every morning on the way to work, just a latte, sometimes a small pastry with it, then lunch from outside most days because it's easier, an energy drink in the afternoon, maybe a snack. Some evenings I order something small online because I'm too tired to think. Weekends I usually go out with friends, nothing extravagant, just casual spending. David listened and then quietly did some math on paper. The daily coffee and pastry, roughly 500 rupees. Lunch from outside most days, maybe 400 rupees average. The afternoon drink and snack, another 200 rupees. The small evening order a few times a week, perhaps 300 rupees on average per day. Weekend casual spending spread across the month, another 200 rupees daily when calculated. He added it up. Roughly 1,500 rupees a day on small, barely noticed spending. Sarah looked at the number and felt a small jolt. That much? She said. It doesn't feel like that much. And that, David told her, is exactly the problem. Then he did something that made Sarah go completely silent. He showed her what 1,500 rupees a day becomes over time, not spent, but invested. 1,500 rupees a day is 45,000 rupees a month. Invested consistently with a reasonable return over 10 years, that number grows into something that would take most people's breath away. Over 20 years, it becomes a figure that could represent complete financial freedom for an ordinary person on an ordinary salary. Sarah stared at the paper for a long moment. Then she said, I've been drinking my future. Now, I want to be careful here, because the lesson of the Latte Factor is not that you should never buy a coffee. It is not about punishing yourself for small pleasures. It is not a call to live without joy. The real lesson is far more important than that. The real lesson is about unconscious spending, about the money that leaves your hands every single day without a conscious decision being made, not because you chose it deliberately, but because it happened automatically, out of habit, out of convenience, out of not paying attention. This is the Latte Factor. Not the coffee itself, but the pattern it represents, the accumulation of small, unexamined spending that happens below the level of awareness day after day, month after month, year after year. And here's what makes this so powerful and so uncomfortable at the same time. These purchases feel harmless individually because they're small. Our brains are not built to naturally multiply small numbers across years and feel the weight of the result. We are very good at feeling a large purchase. We hesitate before buying something expensive. We think carefully. We compare. We consider. But 500 rupees, the brain barely registers it as a decision, and so it doesn't protect you from it. This is what David Buck called the automatic millionaire trap. Not that people are reckless with big money. It's that they are invisible to themselves with small money. And small money, repeated across a lifetime, is not small at all. Let me bring this closer to home with another story. Two friends, Tariq and Bilal. Same age, same job, same salary since they started working together 5 years ago. Same city, similar lifestyle from the outside.
Tariq has always been someone who enjoys his daily comforts. Morning tea from the cafe downstairs, lunch from outside, it's easier and the food is better. Evenings browsing online shopping apps, weekends spending freely because the week was hard and he deserves it. He never buys anything dramatically expensive. He's not someone who wastes money on obvious things, but the small spending flows constantly, automatically, without examination. Bilal made one small decision 5 years ago. He sat down one evening, not because of any big financial crisis, but because of a book he had read, and he looked honestly at where his small daily money was going. He was surprised what he found, not shocked by any single item, but quietly stunned by the total. He didn't eliminate everything, he wasn't trying to suffer, but he made one conscious choice to redirect just half of his daily small spending into a simple investment every month. Not a dramatic amount, not a life-changing sacrifice, just half of what was previously flowing out automatically without thought or enjoyment. 5 years later, Tariq and Bilal are sitting together at a cafe, Tariq still buying his daily latte, Bilal ordering the same, but Bilal has something Tariq doesn't, a growing fund that has been quietly compounding for 5 years, an amount that has begun to feel real, an amount that is beginning to generate its own small returns. And the difference between them was never income, it was never luck, it was never one big decision. It was awareness, applied to small money, repeated consistently. So what do you actually do with this? The first step is to find your own latte factor. Sit down, not to judge yourself, but to genuinely see yourself. Write down every small daily purchase for 1 week, every coffee, every snack, every casual online order, every small convenience. Just observe. Don't change anything yet. Just look honestly at the number at the end of the week. Most people are surprised, not because they find something terrible, but because they find something invisible that has been happening for years. The second step is to calculate the real cost over time. Take your daily small spending total and multiply it by 30 for a monthly figure. Then ask yourself, if this amount had been invested instead, what would it look like in 5 years, in 10? There are simple compound interest calculators online. Plug in the number and sit with what you see. The third step is not to eliminate, but to redirect. You don't need to cut every small pleasure from your life. That's not sustainable, and it's not the point. The point is to make a conscious choice, to look at your daily small spending and decide which of these do I genuinely value and choose intentionally, and which of these am I just doing automatically without real thought or enjoyment. The ones you genuinely value, keep them, enjoy them fully, guilt-free. The ones you're spending on automatically without real pleasure, those are your latte factor. And redirecting even a portion of that amount consistently is enough to change your financial picture over time. The fourth step is to make it automatic. Set up a standing instruction. Every month, on salary day, a fixed amount moves immediately into a separate investment. Before you can see it, before you can spend it. The same way your small daily spending happens automatically without thought, make your saving happen automatically too. Automation beats willpower every single time. Here's the deeper truth behind all of this. We live in a world that is extraordinarily good at separating us from small amounts of money. Every app, every shop near your office, every one-click purchase, every subscription service, they're all designed to make spending feel small, easy, and invisible. And they succeed, because small and easy and invisible is exactly what they are. Kakebo taught us to see our spending, the jar system taught us to give money a home, and the latte factor teaches us something equally important, that the biggest threat to your financial future is probably not one large bad decision, it's 1,000 small, invisible ones, made without...
And they succeed, because small and easy and invisible is exactly what they are. Kakebo taught us to see our spending. The jar system taught us to give money a home. And the latte factor teaches us something equally important, that the biggest threat to your financial future is probably not one large bad decision. It is 1,000 small, invisible ones, made without awareness, day after day, across years. Sarah went home after her meeting with David, and she did not give up her coffee, but she started buying it 3 times a week instead of 7. And the money she redirected, modest, small, nothing dramatic, she put into a simple investment. She did not feel the sacrifice, but 5 years later, she felt the result. Your latte factor is out there. It is in your daily routine right now, flowing out quietly, invisibly, automatically. The only question is, now that you can see it, what will you do with it? If this shifted something in how you see your daily spending, write in the comments, "I found my latte factor." Like the video, subscribe and hit the bell, because next time we go even deeper into the money habits that quietly shape your entire financial future.